Be out in race number 7 today, scheduled to roll off at 3:20 p.m. So make sure you are watching, you're listening, and we're all going to be watching to see how well you do, Morgan. Congratulations, and thank you for joining us here.
All
Brian.
right, as I say, let's race reset. Jonathan Kotek has a big 25-second lead in Formula F. Formula 600, our only car there is Russell Straight. He is your leader there. But let's get to this Formula V race, Greg. 6 cars up front battling for the entire race with 5 laps to go. Last time by the line, Jonathan Weisheit was your leader. Stephen Davis, Donnie Isley, Jeffrey Vallejo, Alex Scaler, and Trevor Carmody. That's your top 6. Those guys have been just fast and furious for the entire race, Greg. And this is going to set up right now to be a fantastic finish.
It is, and we had been watching as we were doing the interview. Donnie Isley and Jonathan Weisheit swap positions, and now with Stephen Davis in the mix as well. Davis out of Danielsville, Georgia, has a lot of knowledge here, and I think one of the senior class in Formula V. He's got I think more racing knowledge than most of the field here combined, and great to see him. Somebody who is sitting towards the tail end of that field right now, Alex Scaler. Who built his own Formula V, driver the number 79 machine. We saw him at the 2020 runoffs at Road America come back through the field from about 6 seconds back from the lead pack with 2 laps to go, and he was in it until he and some folks were no longer in it going through Bill Mitchell Bend on the last lap. I'll just leave it at that. But Alex has shown some amazing speed for a number of years. Had put some time in, I think, in Roger Siebenauer's old car before building his own chassis in his spare time. And the kid is a hustler. Let's put it that way.
This whole battle for the entire race, Greg, has looked like that scene in Top Gun where they were going after all the bigs, and it is just crazy what's been going on. Multiple lap lead changes, multiple position changes every single lap. It's hard to keep track of who's up front and who's not, but they are putting on just one heck of a show.
Well, right now it is as they come out of Hog Pen onto the front straight. Stephen Davis and Jonathan Weisheit were side by side coming to the start-finish line, and as they come down into turn 1, we had Stephen Davis to the inside. You could tell that bright blue machine. That's Weisheit in the 61 car. Going around the outside. We'll see how things play out as they come out of 2 into 3. But this is your typical Formula V racing. You've got very low-powered cars. You want to keep your momentum going, and it's to your advantage to not try to get very defensive going into some corners until it's like maybe the last lap of the race. Let the pass happen, keep your speed up, and you're going to be in position the next time by. And so Weisheit, I believe, has taken the point, and then we've got Donnie Isley in that green agitator, the number 30 machine, and he is now in second. But Brian, I think more importantly, Jonathan Kotek, now with about 2 minutes remaining on the clock, should be working the white flag lap. And we'll see here is finally now coming across the stripe to start his final lap is David Adorno, but Kotek starting his way down the backside of the course. And likely that means the Formula Vs are going to get one more lap here, assuming Kotek doesn't get up to him. We see him as they've just made their way. That huge caterpillar of Formula Vs heading down the back straight down Madison Avenue and now heading up to the top of the roller coaster.
Yeah, Kotek is nowhere near that pack, so they will definitely get a full lap. And I'll honest, with a lap and a half to go, if that's what we've got, if any of these 6 cars could take the top step of the podium here, it will be a great finish to watch. Another puff of tire smoke, it looks like there as they come through that section. Now down towards turn 16 here, and it's anybody's race, Greg.
Yeah, indeed, and it looks like Weisheit Blue 61 up at the front. I think Stephen Davis sitting second. We saw that bright green agitator of Isley in third position, and now moving to the inside. I think that might be Scaler that just popped out driver's left coming down the straightaway here. But you will see now, likely as they're coming down for what should be the last time, they're gonna see a huge fan out of cars going into 1.
And we just saw it for a brief second there. A crazy look as it looked like they were 2 and maybe even coming up on 3 wide here as they come now towards left hook here. This will be a good sense of look 3 wide going in there, Greg.
Hey, Brian, real quick. Looks like I may have jumped the gun to take my announcer card as Jonathan Kotek just now crossed the start-finish line and got the white flag. So we are now on the very last lap, and that means the Formula V's going to get, they've got a lap and a half to go.
Yeah, fantastic. I'll take any bonus coverage we can get of this Formula V race. I am all in on that. It does look like, though, Jonathan Weisheidt might be pulling away here, and if this continues, it could be a race for second place here, but he's pulled off just a little bit. It doesn't take much of a gap. But now it looks like he's getting caught up again as they head up through the climbing S's.
Yeah, and we just saw as Jeff Vallejo went side by side with Davis about midway through the S's as it flattens out in the center there. That may cause them to drop back just a little bit, but you're right now, just when he needs it. Ooh.
Oh, I don't know who that is, but that loss of momentum there is going to maybe take them out of contention. But no, it caught it back up and got right in there. Let's see if he lost too much momentum as they come up the hill. The 5th place car is now, he's lost a position for 5th and moved back to 6th, but still stayed with the pack, and that's what's important with a lap and a half to go.
Yeah, and I think that was Scaler who ran wide the number 79 machine and allowed Trevor Carmody for the moment to take over 5th position, but now Carmody looks like he's going to fall into the clutches of Scaler coming into the top of the roller coaster. And Michael Hinkle, driver of the number 37 iRacing Protoform, he's pulled his car down the pit lane. Looks like his race is now done. All right, and our leader, Brian, now, Jonathan Kotek, he's just now coming into the roller coaster. So the Formula V's, they are going to get one more lap as they come down the front straight, and now they get the white flag.
And there's Donnie Isley trying to make a pass for a lead there right at the start-finish line. Did not get it done. Stephen Davis has moved into 2nd now. So it's Weisheidt, Davis, Isley, and Scaler as they head into turn 1 for the final time in this race.
All right, so Jonathan Kotek takes the check.
Oh, and I saw a yellow flag there. I just saw a yellow flag inside of our screen, which means something happened going into turn 1. But then they pulled the flag in right away. So still have 6 cars there.
All right, so the 08 car, Kotek, he takes the checkered flag, Brian, and David Adorno now coming down the front straight here. 2nd car of 2. He's actually going to, I think, put the number 2 machine of Brian Graham a lap down. So Kotek takes the win in Formula F. Adorno finishes 2nd, and Brian Graham will finish a lap down in 3rd.
All right, 3rd place car ducks out to try to get a pass going here as they come into the climbing S's. And we will see what that means here in just a few seconds as we wait for them to come into our view here as they enter into Oak Tree. 2 cars kind of out front a little bit as it's starting to, it's just so much passing going on, and sometimes you lose your momentum, but now the pack will cinch back up together here, and there's about 2 more good passing zones here before we get to the start-finish line, and still unclear of, and I'd love to be the Formula Ford in the back there with the view of this going all the way home. He's got the best view of the house.
Well, and that's your winner, Kotek, who's just sitting there watching it. But looks like Stephen Davis may have fallen back into 4th position with Isley and Scaler moving up to 2nd and 3rd. But we saw how
there's
quick.
A big wreck. There's a car off, and you can see the Armco shake a little bit there when the car hit the Armco. I don't know who that's a green car. I think that's Scaler, isn't it?
And there are 2 of them that went off there. We'll try and get the numbers there in just a moment, Brian, as our leaders in Formula V now coming down the hill out of Hog Pen for the finish.
And there's the checkered flag for your Formula V group, and it's going to be Donnie Isley with the win. What a great race, Greg.
What a great race. Margin of victory over Jonathan Weisheidt, 72 thousandths of a second. Alex Scaler, who had fallen all the way back to 6th a lap ago, he works his way back up into 3rd, finishing 58 thousandths back from Weishite, just 1300s off the pole. Trevor Carmody finishes in fourth, and I'm fairly certain here, Brian, that it was Stephen Davis and
Yep,
Jeffrey Vallejo,
I agree.
the two drivers involved in that incident on the back straight, as they are now showing a lap down. And yeah, it looked like a pretty hard hit there on the front on the back straight. That's one of the downsides at a racetrack. On a straightaway, they don't build a lot of runoff room on the straightaway, and
Well, and
those fences were kind of close.
Well, not even so much that, it's just the grass is so wet, Greg, that
Sure.
and with the slick tires, it doesn't take a lot to get to the Armco. And the bigger problem with the Armco is on a straightaway is there's not a lot of tire walls protecting the straightaway Armco, so they actually hit looks like straight on Armco. Hopefully, both those drivers are okay and the cars aren't too badly damaged, so that they can get back out here for our racing tomorrow.
All right, so
Um,
Brian, let me make a final call to the grid.